What's going on, guys? It's Mike here. Welcome back for another video. This is going to be a quick one on strategy making. I want to share a simple concept that a lot of people either don't realize exists or they completely ignore it, they forget it, and that is the necessity of saying the word no when you're making strategy. You got to say the word no. This matters for a couple important reasons. Now, when you're doing strategy making, it's easy to forget about the word no because strategy making is a creative process. You're creating something, you're developing something, you're synthesizing ideas and trying to find a way to get competitive advantage. But when you do that, you're going to come up with multiple opportunities. So the first reason that this matters is you've got to go through the process of saying no to some of the strategic opportunities so that you can choose the one that's the right one for you. That's the first thing. So for example, you might be saying like, well, we have three options. We can go low price, we can do an acquisition strategy, or we can develop new products for our market, expand our product offering in the market. You go through your research and you realize, okay, the low price, we're gonna have to say no because right now the supply chain is nuts. We can't get control over our costs. If we go low price, we might cut into our margins. We might put ourselves into a weak position, maybe even go out of business. A low price strategy is off the table for now. The second one, the acquisition strategy. Well, right now companies are going for super crazy multiples. They're way overpriced, overvalued. We don't think that trying to acquire competitors and grow in the market that way is smart because we're going to overpay for stuff. In this market, there's a bubble, it's going to pop, and then we're going to be holding the bag on all these companies that we overpaid for. So we are going to say yes to the expand our product line into the market. So in that instance, you're using the decision, the word, the choice to say no to certain strategies. So that's the first thing. You've got to use the word no. It's necessary to say no in order to find the right strategy. But here's where it becomes really important. That one you go, okay, that's obvious to me. It's so important once you've made your strategy to continue to say no. Now, I've watched in implementations for years of strategic initiatives, marketing, general business, and so on strategies, where the team decides, okay, we've said no to a bunch of things. We've chosen our strategic kind of initiative, our position, our direction. Let's go. And then what ends up happening is people can't say no. Once it's time to implement, they're like, yeah, but what about, and what if we also, and can't we make a hybrid? And the next thing you know, you've taken your strategic initiative and it's kind of lost what it is. It's not really a strategic initiative anymore. You're just doing a lot of everything. This happens on a tactical level too. From a marketing perspective, I often advise people, look, if you're kind of a small organization, choose one social media platform and do that one really well. Don't try to be everywhere all the time. You don't have the resources. You can't do it effectively. Each one is different. Let's figure out which one is the best choice for your business. Put all your eggs in that basket. Let's do it really well and build that audience. And then we can learn to how to convert that audience and monetize and all that. If you get really good at it, you can always get into other platforms. But let's establish excellence and expertise and significance on one platform that makes sense for you. Keeps you sane, lets you focus your resources, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. But inevitably, yeah, but I hear TikTok's really hot right now. And boy, Instagram's pretty cool. And the board member that is really vociferous all the time, he's on Twitter and he doesn't know why we're not there. And Elon just bought Twitter. You get all these voices and reasons and you stop saying no. The initial thing is let's say no to everything else except whichever platform you choose. Let's say Facebook. I don't know why you would do that, but Facebook. Once you start adding in Instagram and TikTok, and what you find isn't so much that, well, there's just a little extra work. The one that you chose that was going to be the good one for you, the one that you were going to put your eggs in, you don't do well with it because you've spread out your effort. You start getting diluted, and your effort, it just isn't that impactful. So I just want to encourage you as you're thinking about strategy making, and thinking about, moving forward. Don't be afraid to say no. Now, I'm not saying there are people in the comments, I know what you're going to go, well, what about when you have to pivot? You shouldn't be so locked to a strategy. Absolutely. If something changes in the world around you, or you're implementing your strategy and you're realizing it's a poor choice, there's more information now and you've got to pivot or you've got to make modifications, that's fine. I'm just saying you have to understand that the strategic process and strategy making is a lot about saying no. It's choosing what you're going to not do. And that takes discipline. It takes self-control. And I think that the companies and the individuals that become good at doing that are the ones that excel. Sure, there's all kinds of stuff you could do. At the end of the day, though, there's only one thing that you should really do, and you should focus on it and do it well. So I want to encourage you, consider the necessity of the word no as you're making strategy. I wish you all the success in the world. Make sure to subscribe to my newsletter. There'll be a link down in the comments below. And if you haven't done so already, like and subscribe because, Uncle Mike appreciates it. Guys, I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next video.